EWTN News has named its new president and chief operating officer. Andrew Walther joins us as a veteran Catholic journalist, media executive, and religious freedom advocate. In a statement, EWTN chairman and CEO Michael Warsaw says, in part, Andrew's, quote, leadership experience with a global Catholic communications and media operation and his previous work with the National Catholic Register and EWTN News Nightly gives him the added advantage of already knowing the Catholic media world and many of the people within the EWTN family. We look forward to having him lead and strengthen our news division. End quote. Walther joins EWTN News from the Knights of Columbus, and he starts on June 1st and will report to Michael Warsaw. And Andrew Walther, the incoming EWTN News president and COO, joins us now on Skype from New Haven, Connecticut. Andrew, welcome back to the program and congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. I very much look forward to getting started there with you next month.
Absolutely. We are, too. I know you're no stranger to this program and to other news outlets of EWTN News.
Yes, that's true. In fact, the very first article I wrote for Catholic journalism was an article for the National Catholic Register 20 years ago about a missionary priest that I knew who was working in Africa and spending summers in Los Angeles at one of our local parishes. And it was a really exciting story to be able to bring people in terms of an understanding of the depth of faith that this particular priest had and the conditions in which he was working, the enormity of the size of his parish. And I think that these kinds of stories continue to be very important to tell in terms of giving a personal witness to the faith through the example of exemplary figures.
In addition to Catholic journalism, I know that you've also done a lot of work with the church around the world.
Well, yeah, that's true. Over the years, certainly in the United States and Canada and Latin America, as well as in Europe and the Middle East, and even a fair amount of work with the church in Africa on a couple of issues, you see a real global perspective on the church when you work with the church around the world. You see the ways in which the faith is so deeply meaningful to people. And you also see the ways in which the faith is unshakable in certain instances. Certainly, I did a lot of work for working with and on behalf of the persecuted Christians in Iraq and Syria. And you met people who had literally given up everything but the faith for their faith. And those people are a real witness to us. We often think, what can we do to help them? But in so many ways, I think their stories can also help us. And when you look at the church globally and you understand how dynamic it is, how multifaceted it is, the challenges that occur in different regions that the church confronts, I think it's a very, very interesting global experience of the church, very interesting regional issues. And I look forward to helping the EWTN family tell those stories together.
We look forward to that, too. I'm curious, in your opinion, what do you see is so important about Catholic news?
Well, you know, Catholic news is an incredible tool of evangelization. And I think that especially at a moment like this, at a moment where people are often at home, where people are looking for content, where people are looking for spiritual nourishment, giving people the news from a Catholic perspective, giving people stories that can really help to nourish their faith, giving people an analysis of what's going on that makes sense from a faith perspective, bringing people the teachings of the church in a way that is authentic and attractive. I think all of this is really important. And I, again, very much look forward to helping you and the entire EWTN News team do just that in the months and years ahead.
Well, Andrew, we are really looking forward to it as well. Thank you so much for your time, and we are blessed to have you on board. Andrew Walther, incoming president and COO of EWTN News. Thank you again, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And you can read more about the appointment and more about Andrew at CatholicNewsAgency.com.